freshman and you grew up a Tennessee Volunteer fan. I think there was a moment when you signed about your dad taking the sticker off the back of his truck. Just talk about growing up a Tennessee fan, all that good stuff.
Growing up, dad's side of the family, diehard Tennessee fan, so it was kind of what I was raised in. And grew up, went to a couple spring games here and there, and that was always like the team of choice around the house. And finally, when it got to the time where I started getting recruitment, my dad was like, you need to put all that behind you, you need to go make your own decision. He said, I'm not gonna live my life through you, I'm a huge Tennessee fan, but you're not gonna hurt my feelings if you don't go there. And at the end of the day, it just came down to picking what was best for me.
Yeah, Kirby came in and was not thrilled with how practice went today. Just one, what was your take on how things went today? And two, as a leader on this team, what is your kind of role in making sure the rest of the week goes smoother heading into Saturday?
I think schematically practice was fine. As well as far as executing, I don't think the energy and excitement was there that we've had the past couple weeks. And as far as the rest of the week goes, it's kind of just helping other people get in that mindset to go out there and that we need to have great practice and great energy, because it starts with the people that are on the sidelines and them being excited for a big play and stuff like that. So just making sure that's intact for the rest of the week.
Speaking of the Tennessee fan, I know Lad also grew up a Tennessee fan. Is that kind of stuff that you and other guys on the team ever talked about? Is your fan, your previous fan allegiances before coming here, and how much do you kind of put that behind you and put that in the rearview mirror, especially since you've been here for so long?
I think me and Lad mess with each other about it here and there more than other people do, but I'll kind of hear it every now and then from other people. But it's fully behind me now. I've been here for almost 4 years now, so I'd say it's pretty much behind me.
All that being considered, just what kind of excitement do you have going into start at a place that you've talked about as a great atmosphere and such like that?
I think something as a competitor is what you look forward to. Going into an amazing environment that almost every SEC team has, and going in there and trying to do it's you against the world basically when you go in a place like that. And I think that feeling as a competitor is amazing.
Just wondering, there's the legend of Brock Bowers that kind of pervades everything, but when it comes to this recovery from tightrope, when did you guys start noticing that, hey, he might get back like really quick, and when he comes back in 26 days, was that just like, of course he did?
I wouldn't call it a surprise to us, just knowing how he is, and I think that's what we thought about him coming back so quickly. That's just who Brock is. He's going to attack whatever it is head on. He every time I saw him, he's in there doing rehab, doing something to get better, and then one day of practice, we're doing a period, and you look back behind you, and there's Brock just sprinting across the field, and you're like, okay, you shouldn't be doing that yet, but here he is.
You're talking about the cycle level. What's it like when you have Missouri? I guess was a top 15 matchup last week, top 10. Is it hard to have week after week after week, with keeping the same level?
I don't think so. I think it's the standard here, and I think everybody here knows that. And I think it gets called out if we don't uphold that like it did today. And it's something we have to fix tomorrow, and I think we will.
Coach Bobo nominated for the Broyles Award today. Just take me back to that transition and that time when Coach Monken was leaving, Bobo got named the OC, and then how do you feel like things have gone in that transition through 10 games?
When he first got taken over, he did a lot to help us, keeping a lot of the lingo around, same words for stuff, and his process through this 10 games, I don't think he's cooled off since. He's just gotten hotter and hotter with his play calling, and I love having him around.
I know there's time to go this year, but y'all are semifinalists for the Joe Moore Award. First 10 games have been good. How has this worked? Why has this worked run in the pass block so far?
I think it's because we have a really close unit. We've all played a lot of football together, and we know how other people are going to play next to us. I know how Sid's going to react to a certain situation. Sid knows how I'm going to react. I know how Mims is going to react. He knows how I'm going to react. Things like that. I think it's just a cohesiveness we built throughout being here since freshman, and I think it's really showing now.
Tate, what was it like getting Amarius back on Saturday, and just how do you feel like he played his first game back?
I think he went out there and played well. I know he wasn't feeling great. I know he still had some aches and pains, but he pushed through it and played really well. It's really nice to have him back out there.
obviously, Coach Bobo's not going to say anything publicly or anything like that, but when you look at how, knock on wood, how well the offense has done this year, knowing the kind of competitor he is, and the question people have about him coming back, how do you think, what do you think he's kind of feeling to himself right now about that?
Not really sure how he's thinking about that now. He never really talks about it.
Yeah.
But I know he works hard, and he's always up there game planning, getting stuff in, meeting with us, trying to get the best game plan in for us to be successful.
Tate, what has stood out to you about Tennessee's defensive line, just the challenge they're going to present?
Really physical. They're probably the most physical group we played all year just watching film. They get vertical off the ball, really good at getting that first step in the ground and creating knockback. And their edge guys are both really twitchy. All of them are. They all get after the passer, and inside the big guys that can move.
Take it back over here again. You guys obviously work with crowd noise a lot during weeks like this. How much, as somebody on the offensive line, how much does that work you put in crowd noise here help in games like we're going to have on Saturday?
I think it helps a lot. Just not being blindsided by it when you get into a stadium. Being able to hear it, although it may not be as loud here as it is in the game, but it definitely helps being able to distinguish the sound of the clap.
Yeah, you mentioned the clap. I'm curious. I can't remember which offensive lineman mentioned how loud Carson's clap is, and what is it about it? Is it just big hands on him? And other than that, if you can't hear the clap, are you just straight off the ball?
I think yes, Carson does have a really loud clap. It's really clear. Like I remember the Auburn game, we couldn't hear his verbal, but hear his claps clear as day. And if you can't hear the snap, I'm more just look at the ball and wait till Seth moves it. But a lot of it's just having to distinguish it in the sound. There's a lot of things in crowd noise that can sound like a clap that you may think, but I feel like once you hear that clap and establish it, it's a lot easier to hear it.
Let's take two more questions.
I did want to ask you about James Pierce Jr., number 27 for Tennessee. He's got 8 sacks, a forced fumble. How do you kind of deal with a guy like that that's a pretty lanky guy with some good bursts off the edge?
Yeah, like you said, he's a great player. He's got a really good he's got an elite get off. He's got a really good speed to bull. And I think it falls back on technique and getting in the right spot and using your hands. So I think that's really what it falls back on.
I'm just wondering, as an offensive lineman, what are some of the biggest challenges in recovering after a big game? You're taking on a lot of weight, and for receivers and running backs, it might be feet and ankles because they're cutting a lot, they're running right up a lot. But for offensive linemen, what are some of the biggest struggles in recovery over the weekend after a big game?
I think the majority of weekends, it's your whole body that's sore, really, and it's just I'm a cold. My body reacts well to cold, so I'm in the ice bath almost every day. Doing different things here and there, and it's really just how people's body react to certain treatment, because I know there's some people who don't react well to cold but react well to heat and pressure, so it's just really what your body reacts well to.
Thanks, Thank you.